I too late?
Oh yeah, you're too late. This is my can. There's another one out front.
Did you say there's another one out front?
Of course there's another one out front. You can't miss it. Oh, it's you.
You sound disappointed.
No, I'm not disappointed. I was a little worried. Where have you been? Well, hold on a minute. I'll be right back.
You should hurry up.
Where have you been?
Just some minor business. You're going to suffocate in there if you don't hurry up. Are you going to hurry up? We're going to get in trouble. First of all, if you don't hurry up, you're going to suffocate. And more important, if you don't hurry up, we could get arrested for vagrancy.
Oh, more importantly?
How about equally important?
Oh, equally important.
How about get out of the trash can, Newt?
Whew, man, mission accomplished.
Oh?
Yeah, here you go.
What is this?
That looks like it might be today's newspaper.
Oh, great, thanks. I actually need that paper. You better double check the can.
Double check the can for what?
Oh, there might be enough in there for tomorrow's breakfast.
Oh, Zorba, I searched the whole can. There's nothing in there but newspaper.
So, are you going to tell me what's going on?
Going on?
Yeah, that message you sent me at the library, that was a little cryptic.
Oh, Zorba, I didn't know what to say. I wanted to make sure you'd be here by 6 o'clock.
You could have said, meet me at the donut shop by 6 o'clock.
I didn't want anybody to know what the message said.
Including me.
I knew you'd figure it out. You're here.
Next time we need to rendezvous, don't make a treasure map.
It obviously wasn't that difficult. You're here.
Oh, yeah. Listen, did you read this? Zorba, this is urgent and of the utmost importance. If you get this note in time, please rendezvous with me Monday evening at 6 p.m. Don't tell anyone where you are going and come alone. Are you reading spy novels?
I wanted us to be the first people to check this out.
Yeah. First, find our favorite tree.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how many favorite trees we have?
Well, the one in the message is our favorite of all our favorites. And you obviously found it.
Not on the first go around.
Where did you go first?
To the park, across from the museum, downtown, there's that big oak tree.
That's our second favorite tree.
That's your second favorite tree. Huh. After you find our favorite tree, then go 5 blocks, turn right at the traffic light, and wait there 20 minutes? Wait 20 minutes for what?
Well, I told you I didn't want anyone to follow you.
Yeah. Proceed slowly to business on north side of the street that sells sweet dough shaped like miniature inner tubes. Look for me in the back. Miniature inner tubes?
Zorba, I didn't want anyone to... I didn't know how to describe a donut.
You could have said donut. That would have worked just fine.
I didn't want anyone in the library decoding the message.
You are not Edward Snowden, Newt.
Who is Edward Snowden?
He's that guy who stole miniature inner tubes from the U.S. government.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
He'll explain it when he gets here.
Hey, I said to come alone.
I don't think he's going to be coming, Newt.
Why do you say that?
Because I gave him a copy of your map.
Would you stop joking around? Come on, I am trying to be serious.
Serious? You call this cryptic message serious? Zorba, this is urgent and of utmost importance. Don't tell anyone where you are going and come alone. Well, what am I supposed to think? First I think you're kidnapped, then I think you must be dying.
Zorba, I'm sorry, okay? Oh, wait a minute, what time is it?
Oh, it's a little before 7.
Oh, I hope we're not too late.
Too late? You haven't told me why we're here. Although I'm starting to narrow it down. And don't give me any cryptic spy talk either.
Zorba, they give away leftover donuts every evening after closing.
Donuts. I thought we were here for miniature inner tubes.
That's not funny anymore.
Oh, why is your bicycle upside down anyway?
Oh yeah, gosh. Somebody broke a bunch of glass and didn't bother to clean it up. I rode right through it before I could stop. Then the tires, both of them went flat in less than a minute. I had to push the bike to get here. That's why I was late.
Okay. Well, that's bad news. What are you going to do? You're obviously out of money.
What makes you think that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you think I bet you think.
I think that you are planning something and then something is going on.
No. I'm just having a bad week. Actually, no work the past couple of days.
I thought the labor people loved you.
Well, they do, but I gave away my spot this week.
You did what?
Zorba, don't be mad at me. I had to.
You had to. You gave up your only source of income.
Yeah, yes I did, but I had to.
What on earth for?
Do you remember Vladimir?
Vladimir.
Yeah.
Yeah? Was he that guy from the Ukraine? We called him Vol?
That's him.
Okay, but what does he have to do with this?
Well, he disappeared, remember?
I vaguely remember, but that was a long time ago. I still don't know what this has to do with this.
Well, I ran into him a few days ago. Okay,
Yeah.
he disappeared
Right.
because he fell off of a roof
Ooh.
and he broke his back. But he's okay now. He made a full recovery.
Okay, I think I see where this is going.
Okay. I had to, Zorba. I had to give him my spot.
Right.
Bo's a hard worker. He'll be back in the rotation before you know it by the end of the week, and I'll have my spot back.
Okay. I'm agreeing with you, Newt. You did the right thing, but what about your bike?
Well, that old bike,
Yeah.
I'll lock it up to that chair. Nobody's going to mess with that old bike.
Okay, I will help you fix your bike with the money I make tomorrow, and there'll be enough for both of us to buy food. I don't want you digging in those trash cans anymore.
People throw away a heck of a lot of good food, Zorba. It doesn't bother me a bit to sift through a trash can once in a while. I found a lot of really neat stuff.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of that trash can, did you see any other papers from this week there? I haven't read a single paper this week other than this.
Why all of a sudden interest in the newspapers? Zorba?
Well, I want to see if there's anything new about that prayers at the city council meeting issue. The city council president thinks they should be Christian-only prayers, you know.
Well, that can't be possible. Anybody who'd suggest that is living in the dark ages, Zorba.
You don't read the papers, Newt. This has been going on for a couple of years now.
Zorba, I can't afford to buy newspapers, especially right now.
But they're everywhere, Newt. You don't have to buy a paper. You just gave me today's paper.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'll give you one tomorrow or the next day.
That doesn't matter. I can go to the library once a week and read the papers I missed.
You want to read about the city council that badly?
Yeah, who wouldn't? The city council president said that the city's health is at risk if the leadership embraces religious pluralism.
The city's health is at risk. How did he spin that?
I don't know. He said everything's at risk. The city's financial, educational, some other stuff I can't remember, the emotional and spiritual health. It's all at risk if the city embraces religious pluralism.
No way.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he did.
Zorba, that's insane, and it's political suicide. Not to mention more Dark Ages stuff.
It's obviously not political suicide in this city. It actually guarantees some people a place at the table.
And there's no other prayers offered, not even a Jewish prayer.
It depends on the city council president. Each new council president gets to do what he or she wants.
Well, what happens if we get a neo-Nazi fascist city government president?
we get a government that doesn't want to embrace religious pluralism.
Very funny, Zorba.
Yeah.
I thought governments were supposed to remain neutral. I mean, you know, like a moment of silence.
Yeah, you need to read the newspaper more than twice a week, my friend.
You know, I don't think it really matters as long as the city government people are doing their job.
Are you nuts? It certainly does matter.
Don't get mad at me, Zorba. I'm agreeing with you. It's Dark Ages stuff, remember?
But it matters, Newt.
That's not what I meant, Zorba. Okay,
What?
we're all praying to the same God, the same spirit, whatever you want to call it. Well, those of us who pray. And since nobody seems to be listening to the prayers anyway, it's just wind. That's why it doesn't matter.
But it's not just wind. If the people who've been elected to represent the citizens of the city are saying the worldviews of the citizens of the city are harmful to the city.
Calm down, I'm on your side. So this guy said that. The worldviews of the people are harmful to the city.
Well, not exactly in those words. I already told you what he said. If you would read the paper once in a while, you'd know what he said.
Maybe so, but this sounds more like something straight out of a George Orwell novel.
That's right. He's the Raven in Animal Farm.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Raven's name?
He was Joe?
No,
he was Jesus.
No.
He was Noah? No, he was Moses.
He was Moses. He was Moses. That won't work. City council president actually might like that.
How about Napoleon? Napoleon was that evil bastard in Animal Farm, wasn't he?
Yeah. But that might be pushing it. If anybody is Napoleon in Animal Farm, it's the governor, not the city council president. But that means his opponent in the last elections was Snowball. And that certainly won't work.
Why not?
Well, the governor's opponent was a lot of things, but he weren't no Trotsky.
Zorba, seriously, why do you care? You're not even religious.
Because I know a lot of religious people are decent folks, and their religious views are not evil. What the city council president is doing is more than intolerance, it's bigotry. We have to convince him or someone that this is unacceptable.
But how do you do that, Zorba?
Me?
You're an atheist.
Well, yeah.
I would think any prayers at a government meeting would chap your ass.
Yeah.
No one's going to listen to you. You don't believe prayer works in the first place, including the prayers of religiously decent friends.
Well, of course I don't, but I'm plugged in to a social environment that has baggage.
Baggage?
Yeah, baggage. We're all socially plugged in, Newt. And once you're plugged in, there's an unwritten social contract.
There's no contract, Zorba.
Well, of course there's a contract. We all have to do our part to help our community.
Okay, so how exactly does a poor person with obscure ideas and a despised worldview change anything?
I am going to join an organization. What's so funny? What's so funny?
I'm envisioning you going door to door in this city trying to convince people to join your cause.
Well, that's not so difficult to imagine.
This... All right, have to try this. Excuse me, sir, but can I have a minute of your time? My name is Zorba, and I'm a street person. Oh, yes, I know, I look a little unkept, but I need to speak to you about prayers at city council meetings. The city council needs to stop praying, and I'm here to sign you up to stop prayer in this city.
I am not going to honor your vulgar depiction with a comment, except to say that there are people and organizations that are trying to stop this, and they're not trying to do away with prayer. All they need is the help of like-minded people like me and you to come out and speak up about this.
Zorba, you'll be accused of trying to do away with prayer.
No.
And where are these people? You're making this up, aren't you?
No, there are a lot of people already speaking out about this, Newt, and I just need to join in. I could be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
And how is that so? I mean, like I said, I haven't heard about this. Well, I don't read the papers.
Well, see, you need to find more recent newspapers in that can.
Zorba, there's the can. I think I saw some down at the bottom.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll eat this sandwich while you go look at the can.
You are going to share that sandwich with me? Yeah?
Of course I'm going to share the sandwich with you.
Oh, yeah?
But first things first,
Oh.
where have you been?
Oh.
I thought you would get here way before me.
Well, with that map you gave me, it wasn't a sure thing. But never mind where I've been. What else is in your bag?
Oh, whoa. Nothing, probably not much.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like you haven't had much to eat today either.
Well,
So where have you been? I was worried, really, I was really worried.
I was at a fundraiser downtown.
Oh, what?
A fundraiser.
A fundraiser?
How many times do I have to say it?
Well, it's funny, it's hilarious.
Why is it funny? It's not as funny as you upside down in that garbage can.
It's funny because we need money more than most people in this city, and you're at a fundraiser? What on earth were they raising funds for?
You really want to know?
Yes, Zorba, I really want to know. You're a street person attending a fundraiser?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to know?
Well, now you put it like that, I can think of lots of people who wouldn't want to know. The President of the United States, he wouldn't want to know. He's a busy guy. I doubt if he has time to worry about what I'm doing. And for that matter, there's a city...
Zorba. Honestly, you really think I meant that?
Well,
just tell me about the
okay.
fundraiser.
Well, there was this fundraiser, and it was
you already
downtown.
said that. You already said that.
I already said that.
You already said that.
Okay. Well, okay. There was this fundraiser. It was downtown, and they were raising money for the homeless.
They really?
Yes. They were raising money for the homeless.
But we're homeless, Zorba?
Well, that's debatable.
Debatable? Are you delirious? We live on the streets.
So?
A homeless person attends a fundraiser to help raise money for the homeless. You don't have a problem with that?
No, I don't see a problem with that, Newt. Why wouldn't I want to help people out? My status is irrelevant. Most of our friends are homeless. They need help just like Vladimir.
Oh, well, yeah, we want to help our friends.
Yeah, we do.
But you're talking about a big commitment. I mean, shouldn't we be helping ourselves first? I'm only going to miss work for a week. You're gonna go off on your little crusade.
No.
I mean, Vo's going to be back on his feet. I'll have my job back. I think you're spending all of your time on this fundraiser.
No, I'm not.
Whoa. Did you give them any money?
Oh, I was a little low on cash, so I volunteered to help out in any way that I could, and I gave them something much more valuable than money, Newt.
More valuable than money.
Yes, I volunteered my time. I have, Newt. I'm a little short of cash at the moment, but fortunately they need a lot of volunteers, and I didn't have to explain my cash flow problem.
You didn't tell them you're homeless?
I'm not homeless, and it's none of your business how I choose to live my life.
They need to know, Zorba.
They do not need to know, Newt.
Zorba, okay. You see this sandwich?
Yes, I see the sandwich, and I'm hoping to get a bite of that before it disappears.
I got this sandwich because I'm using my time to help myself.
Are you freaking out, Newt? I didn't sign my life away as an indentured servant, you know.
Zorba, I care about you. I mean, you dropped out of the 9 to 5 and you came out here on the street.
Well,
Even though volunteers get paid, don't get paid, they still have to report to specific people at specific times. They're punching a clock.
if it gets to be a burden, Newt, I can scale it back. If you really care about me, Newt, you're going to back me on this. I want to help the homeless just like you want to help Vladimir. I want to do it because a lot of people on the streets, they don't want to be out here. They want a home. You and me, we're out here because we like it. We like it out here. We can go anywhere we want. We're not homeless. The whole planet is our home. We're free-range humans. We're modern day hobos. I'm perfectly content with my life out here, Newt.
Yeah, but we can't go anywhere we want to.
And why not?
I can't go to London or Paris.
I was being realistic, Newt. We're hunter-gatherers. We're just like our ancestors 15,000 years ago. Wherever they journeyed on foot.
You're a hunter-gatherer?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like the people from ancient civilizations?
Right, right.
I've seen pictures of them, Zorba. They don't look like you.
Well, they're very similar anyway. They just didn't wear hats.
So we're hunter-gatherers.
Yes, we are living our lives truer to the way that humans were intended to live. Don't you see? Hand to mouth, just like other animals coexisting on this pale blue dot in the universe.
Pale blue dot?
Yes, you've never heard that expression?
Well, how would I, Zorba?
You, my friend, need a library card.
They let homeless people have library cards?
I told you I am not homeless, and neither are you. I am a hunter-gatherer. Actually, a better word would be forager.
Well, I agree when you put it that way, but I guess we're not homeless. But I don't think we're thought of as anything else but homeless by all the people doing the 9 to 5, Zorba. And exactly how long ago did humans forage there, Professor?
Sir, I am no professor. I have knowledge. Knowledge you or anyone else could easily attain if you had a library card. I read, therefore I am with knowledge.
Okay, Zorba.
Yeah.
All right, exactly how long ago did humans forage?
Well, Newt, until about 15,000 years ago, plus or minus a couple of thousand years, all humans lived as hunter-foragers. It might have seemed like a primitive existence to many modern-day humans, but it worked for the people of prehistory. Oh, stop that, stop that. These people were intelligent.
Oh, so you think apes aren't intelligent?
No, no, not at all, Newt, but these people were smarter. You need a library card.
I know, a library card. So why were humans hunter-foragers?
Well, that's easy. Humans hadn't invented agriculture yet. They were living hand to mouth for the most part. Humans lived as hunter-foragers longer than any other way of life. This 9 to 5 is a recent development in human history, and you know, it might come back to bite us.
So do you think they were happier than modern-day humans, Zorba?
I do, Newt. I do. I know it's just my story, but I'm happier. The hunter-forager way of life is fine with me.
But they had all the time in the world, Zorba. Are you saying they couldn't walk around and pick a few extra apples or a few extra blueberries for the next day's meal?
Well, sure they could, but that was about the extent of it. You got to remember, dude, they didn't have refrigerators, or early humans moved around a lot. Our early humans were nomads, just like you and me, except that they traveled with a purpose.
Wait a minute, are you saying we don't travel with a purpose? You were at a fundraiser this morning.
That fundraiser wasn't necessary for my survival. Hunter-foragers moved out of necessity.
I don't get it, Zorba. I don't believe it. How did they do that?
The early humans moved with the seasons, trying to stay in a mild climate as much as possible. Some of them would move back and forth, spending the summer in the north, spending the winter in the south, and they would follow their food. When something was in season or if food was plentiful somewhere, that's where they would go.
Oh, so you mean like summer in the Hamptons?
Yeah, right. Well, pretty much the same thing, but for the reasons that I just mentioned.
And that's it? You have this huge infatuation for these ancient people because they moved around a lot and foraged for food like a stray cat.
That's disrespectful, Newt. These prehistoric people formed languages. They built the first tools. They created art, and they invented religion.
Invented religion?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, Zorba. Doesn't invent religion also mean invent a god for a religion?
Well, I hate to burst your bubble,
Well,
but
hold on. Whoa. Inventions are things like vacuum cleaners and toasters, Zorba. How exactly did these people invent religion?
That's not so difficult to figure out. It was an error in cause and effect.
What? You lost me, Zorba. Cause and effect?
Yeah, it happens all the time. Something good happens. And then everything associated with that happening suddenly takes on sacred value. You know, like a lucky shirt or lucky shoes.
Zorba, that's silly. Okay, so how do we get from a lucky shirt all the way up to a god?
The hunter-foragers. They're out hunting and foraging practically every day, Newt, and they were no different than modern athletes with their superstitions. A lot of athletes pay attention to the circumstances around scoring that touchdown or hitting that home run. The clothes and the shoes of the moment, they become the things that bring about that good luck. The bat and the ball, they become the lucky bat and the lucky ball.
Zorba, I don't think those hunter-foragers were in the Super Bowl or anything like that. They were hunting deer or picking blueberries.
Yeah, well, that's right. So on the successful days when they killed a deer or ran across a blueberry patch, they remembered those circumstances and they tried to recreate them.
Oh, you mean like a ritual?
Well, yes and no. Ritual is a ceremony, but recreating the same circumstances of a successful hunt means using the same spears, bringing along the same blueberry basket, wearing the same clothes. After the hunters are convinced that the lucky artifacts increase the odds of a successful hunt, then, only then, do they become sacred.
Well, wait a minute. Now, how do we get from a sacred spear up to a god, Zorba?
Well, we're missing some steps. First, you might have the sacred spear. But if the same guy is throwing the sacred spear and he's bringing home the bacon all the time, that guy becomes just as sacred as the spear. Actually, he becomes more sacred because if he's good, he's going to bring home the bacon whether he uses those spears or not. The spears fall by the wayside.
So he becomes a living god.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what happens when he croaks?
He becomes the first Zoroaster.
The first what?
You need a library card.
Oh, Zorba. I'll get the card.
Good. Good.
What? Is there a problem?
You just ate that whole sandwich without giving me a bite.
No, I gave you a bite.
No, you didn't give me a bite.
Oh, Zorba, I'm sorry. Are you mad at me?
No, but I'm worried about you, Newt.
Worried about me?
Yeah. Well, your reaction a few minutes ago about me volunteering with the homeless shelter. That's not the Newt I've known all these years. I didn't get on your case for wanting to help Vladimir.
You know, Zorba, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Something is eating away inside of me. I'm not thinking clearly these days. I don't know what's going on.
You'll be okay. There's nothing like a few miniature inner tubes to bring joy to a person's heart.
That's your stomach, Zorba, not your heart.
Oh, okay. Well, my stomach is very close to my heart.
But really, Zorba, I must be going through a midlife crisis or something. I mean, I shouldn't be getting on your case for doing something humanitarian.
Well,
I mean, you're homeless. And
I'm
you're
not homeless.
Okay. You're a free-range human.
That's better.
And you want to volunteer to help homeless people.
Right.
Well, okay, I shouldn't be making fun of you. That's truly amazing. I'm sorry I got on your case, Zorba. I don't know what came over me. I've been feeling really edgy a lot lately.
You know, being out here can do that. It'll go away. It always does, but we're animals. We're all animals, Newt. We can't escape it. We're on our own out here. But with a little help from our friends, we survive to see another day. And we're friends, Newt.
We are friends, Zorba.
Yes, we are.
You're my best friend, okay.
Well,
I don't know what I could have done without you out here. Okay, I'm feeling happy again.
well, that's good. That's much better. Don't worry. Be happy, right?
That's right. Don't worry, be happy.
Uh-huh.
But what about the animal thing?
What animal thing?
You said we're animals.
Yeah?
I mean, why do you think we're animals, Zorba? I mean, humans are way up the ladder. We're at the top of the food chain, aren't we?
Are you sure you want to talk about this now? A minute ago, you were depressed.
Zorba, I get freaked out sometimes. I can't help
You
it,
do.
but you always cheer me up when I'm feeling down. But animals, Zorba, I don't look at you and see an animal. I see something a lot more complicated.
What else could we be, Newt? I mean, really, if we're not animals, what are we? Animals are guided by hunger. They eat to live. As street people, we do a lot of thinking about meals. Of course, we do a lot of other thinking, but we still eat to live. We certainly don't sit around eating donuts very often.
Zorba, are you saying that you and me, we're animals because we're street people? Because we don't live in a house and
No.
people more fortunate or
No.
something better?
No, not at all, not at all. People are animals. And like animals, people are guided in the same ways as the so-called animals are. We have animal instincts. It's our intellect that interferes with those instincts, more or less, depending on who you are. That's what separates us from the animals, our intellect.
And see, that's what I just said. Depending on who you are.
No.
The more fortunate you are, the less likely you act like an animal.
No.
So that's what you're saying.
No, no, no. We are all animals, Newt. Wealth can't hide that. But if you let your intellect guide you and take over as much as possible, your behavior changes. You free yourself from the instinctive. You're no longer fighting or in flight. You're becoming something apart and free from the programming in your psyche. And there is programming in your psyche. You are not an original piece of art, my friend. You are part programming and you are part animal, part emotion. You are part ad lib. Aren't we forgetting something though? No? When are the donuts supposed to be given out?
Donuts? I don't want to talk about donuts. So you're saying there are two of me.
Yeah.
One where I'm in control.
Right.
And the other where there's a robot inside of me controlling me with programming.
Well, sure, but your intellect is the ad lib, where you're making it up as you go along. Your emotions are the programming, where you're basically doing what you're told. Once you let your intellect take over, then you begin your journey of understanding of your surroundings.
Zorba, it sure sounds like you're saying emotions aren't a good thing.
Nope, nope, nope. I'm not saying that at all. We need our emotions. We can't live without them. When I need to fight or take flight, I want my emotions firing on all 5 cylinders. 6. I try to live by my intellect and not by my emotions. Your emotions and your intellect, they're just tools you use in your everyday life. And they need to stay in the toolbox until they're needed. But if I'm about to be eaten by a grizzly bear, I don't want my intellect taking 5 minutes to figure out the situations. I want my emotions on high alert.
Okay, you make it sound really fascinating.
Well, it is.
But here we are, looking in trash cans for food. I mean, how can that possibly be a good life? After all, we're not searching for a cure for cancer. We're eating leftover food that I found in the garbage can, and I'm about to share an apple from that same can with you, Zorba. I mean, how can that possibly be a good life?
You have an apple?
Are you listening to me, Zorba?
No, of course I'm listening to you. You're having trouble appreciating your life. You're really having a midlife crisis, and you have an apple. Where is the apple?
Oh my gosh, it's right here in this sandwich bag. You can have it. I don't deserve any of it after eating that sandwich.
Oh, great. Good. You are the kindest friend in the universe for sharing this apple. Ew.
Are you spitting on that apple?
I was cleaning it.
But you spit on the apple and now you expect me to eat it?
I've spit on it. All the food before and you've eaten it.
You've been spitting on food you share with me, Zorba?
Well, yes. I'm doing more than just spitting on it. Spit is actually a great cleaning compound. We have limited resources. Food has to be washed, Newt, especially food that just came out of a trash can. What am I supposed to do if we don't have any water? Besides, you're fine. You feel sick from eating my spit-shine fruits? You know what they say. What you don't know won't hurt you.
You know, Zorba, this is the most absurd thing I've ever heard you say in my entire life. And you can't possibly believe it.
So does this mean you don't want part of the apple?
I don't want any of that apple.
Are you sure? We might have missed the donuts.
What? Really?
Yeah.
You think we're too late?
Well,
Oh man, this is all my fault. If I hadn't rode through that glass, I would have gotten us here earlier. We missed the donuts because of me.
Newt.
What, Zorba?
Get it together.
But we missed the donuts.
So what if we missed the donuts? We didn't miss a meal today, did we?
Well, no.
It's just day-old donuts. It's food for the poor, right?
I was really looking forward to a donut, Zorba.
Well, there's nothing we can do.
Oh, well, I can pray.
What? We just had this conversation, Newt. Praying is not an option.
Well, you said you know lots of religious people who are decent people, and their religious views are not evil, Zorba, and I'm one of those, right?
No, not really.
No, what? Why?
You're making this way too complicated. I have to tolerate a stranger, but we're friends. I don't have to tolerate you.
That's not fair.
Well, that didn't come out right, did it? Can we start over?
Okay, we're starting over. I said I could pray.
Right.
Is that what you mean? Start there?
Yes, we'll start there, and the answer is a respectful no.
But why not? I know how to pray, Zorba.
I know you know how, Newt, but you go ahead. Say what you need to say. I'll watch and I'll listen while you pray.
Wow, Zorba. You don't believe prayer works, but you're tolerating it anyway.
Well,
why do you tolerate my religious beliefs?
because I want you to tolerate mine.
That's it? That sounds kind of selfish, Zorba.
It's the truth, Newt. It's not selfish. It's how people get along.
That's not the way most people behave. Most people hang out in groups. And anyone outside that group isn't exactly tolerating. But you always give in and tolerate me.
Maybe tolerate is the wrong word. I don't know what word to use. All I know is I don't care what you believe.
Well, that's not very nice, Zorba.
Okay, that didn't come out right either. I've known you long enough to know you're an ethical person, Newt. You're not going to hurt anybody, at least not intentionally. And you're not going to steal. That's all I need to know about your worldview.
But aren't you curious? I mean, don't you want to know for sure exactly how I believe, what I believe?
Why, Newt? So we can both be on the same team? So I can join the us versus them club? Rah, rah, rah. I don't need to be in that club.
Okay, forget it. I thought you might be curious.
I'm not curious, Newt, but I still like you.
Well, I appreciate that, Zorba. But if you're not tolerating my prayers, then are you respecting them?
Who said I need to respect them?
I thought respect for each other is what it's all about.
No, I'll bet your parents told you that. I tolerate our differences as long as your behavior doesn't affect my life in a negative way. When you cross that line, then we have a problem. You don't force your prayers and your other religious stuff on me, and I act in the same way towards you. I think that's why we've been able to be friends for so long.
Well, okay, but my prayers are different.
I told you, I don't care.
Don't I get any points with you on that?
Points? You think I'm keeping score?
No, but my prayers are not to a God. They're to the universe.
Okay, but how is that different? Does the universe have ears? Is it listening to you?
Probably not, Zorba.
Right.
Look, I'm praying to the universe because I feel connected to it. If God doesn't exist like you say, then all we have is the universe, Zorba. I mean, I came from the universe, and so did you. So why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't we feel connected to it?
I get what you're saying, Newt. We're all a product of the universe, but you didn't say what you're getting out of your prayers to the universe.
Do I have to get something, Zorba? Well, I mean, does it have to be tit for tat? Well, I guess I do get something from it. Yeah, my prayers to the universe, they're an acknowledgement that I understand my place in the universe.
Why do you need a placeholder? You already know you came from the universe.
Zorba, I don't know why I feel compelled to say something to the universe.
I don't either.
But I do. I mean, it's kind of like a child talking to his parents.
Oh, I get that, Newt, sort of. But I don't think of the universe like I think of my parents.
But the universe is the ultimate parent.
I'm not so sure the dinosaurs would actually agree with that, Newt.
Well, the universe obviously works in mysterious ways.
If you define mysterious as meteors crashing into the earth, erupting volcanoes, hurricanes, tornadoes, then I agree. The universe is really, really mysterious.
You're focusing on the negative aspects of the universe, Zorba.
Is that a problem? You said the universe is the ultimate parent. I think we should deal with a dysfunctional parent out in the open. And if the universe is the ultimate parent, the universe is also the ultimate deadbeat dad.
Zorba!
What? Newt, did your parents ever try to kill you while they were alive? Or create you and then disappear?
I don't think you're being very fair with that question at all.
And I don't think you're using a proper analogy to describe the universe, Newt. The universe doesn't care if you or I or anyone else lives or dies. My parents, on the other hand, do care. You know, they never once tried to kill me.
Then why does the universe create conditions that allow for life to form, Zorba?
Well, you'll have to ask the universe.
But I do in my prayers.
I'll take that back.
Regardless of what you say, it all still blows my mind.
How does it blow your mind?
How everything came from the universe, Zorba.
Where else could life have come from, Newt?
Well, that's not what blows my mind.
What does then?
The Big Bang. Isn't that what they say created the universe?
Yeah, but what's the big deal? The Big Bang created the universe, then the universe created us. What is your point?
My point is that the Big Bang says everything in the universe was condensed down to the size of the head of a pin, or maybe even smaller.
Yeah, well, I hope your point is bigger than the head of a pin.
Zorba, my point is that the head of that pin had all of the elements in it to create me, and to create you.
All right.
Whatever was in the head of that pin created the Milky Way, it created the oceans, the Grand Canyon, Mount Everest. It created everything. That blows my mind.
Okay, well, that kind of blows my mind, too.
Yeah, but what really blows my mind, Zorba, the most is that I don't understand it. I mean, no one fully understands it. Why is the universe keeping so many secrets from everybody? I mean, look how long it's taken humanity to figure things out. It's been, what, just like a tiny little bit of time, and we've hardly figured anything out. I mean, it's just weird, Zorba.
You know why? Because the universe doesn't care, Newt.
I don't understand. Why would you say that? The universe cares, Zorba.
I said before, because look at what's going on down here. Volcanoes are erupting. Tornadoes and hurricanes are tossing everybody around like lettuce in a salad shooter. Earthquakes are wreaking havoc all over the globe. A meteor wiped out practically every inch of life on the planet 65 million years ago, and tomorrow morning everyone will wake up, stretch, yawn, grab a cup of coffee, and pretend like nothing's wrong.
And we can't do anything about that,
Well,
Zorba.
no,
We
right.
have to get up tomorrow morning, no matter what happens.
Yes, we have to get up tomorrow morning, Newt, and no matter what. And when we do, we'll get up with somebody, somewhere, hating us and wanting to kill us. We'll get up tomorrow morning with a military-industrial complex, espionage, surveillance, border crossings, passports, weapons of mass destruction, treachery, deception, pollution, disease, and human suffering that the imagination can't comprehend. We will get up tomorrow morning and 1 billion people will be hungrier than we are. Every morning we wake up, over 1,000 people will have been murdered the night before. And it keeps happening every day. And did I mention Ebola?
Zorba, how do you get up in the morning with all that crap in your head? I would kill myself.
If you let your emotions take control, you might as well kill yourself. I prefer to let my intellect guide me through the mess I just mentioned.
Your scenario is hopeless. I mean, it's as if the earth is this huge prison and we're prisoners waiting for our executions to be carried out.
Well, I'm just very, very sorry, Newt, but that's our situation. We're getting off the subject, though. Why are we here?
Are you talking about the donuts, or are you going to give me more of your prognostications about humanity?
Well, we are forgetting that we are waiting for donuts. But humanity sounds much more fun to discuss. I gave you my 2 cents. Now it's your turn. The donuts aren't here yet. I think we have a little bit of time.
Well, humanity's not that difficult, Zorba. We're on this planet because it's our fate.
Our fate?
Yeah, Zorba, our fate. The universe created life. It created us. And you.
Yeah.
We had nothing to do with our creation, Zorba, so it was fate. I mean, we were destined to be here.
Hold on a minute, Newt. Life is random. Things happen by chance. The only destiny there is chance. That's our fate, Newt. Chance.
The universe operates by set processes.
Oh, the set process.
The processes create us, Zorba. The processes.
Of course, those processes created us, but it was random.
No, how was it random, Zorba?
Oh, because the complexity necessary for us to exist doesn't occur overnight. We evolved over millions of years through random mutation.
That's destiny, Zorba.
We're going to have to agree to disagree, but I'll play along. How is that destiny?
Oh, that's easy. The processes and the laws, Zorba.
No.
Laws of the universe. The universe isn't going to let anything happen unless it's part of the processes.
Right.
We were created because the processes allowed us to be created.
Okay, I can live with that. The processes, the laws of the universe put forth the right conditions for life to form. I don't have a problem with that definition.
So if the universe has the right conditions for life to form, isn't that destiny? Isn't that fate? I mean, if the conditions are there, life is going to happen, Zorba. That's destiny, and if it can't be stopped, that is fate.
Newt, you are making me dizzy. I need a donut.
No.
Yeah?
I think you were right a little while ago when you said we missed the donuts. Everything looks kind of closed up and dark.
Oh, I guess you're right. They give them out every evening?
Well, that's what I was told.
Well, they'll give them out again tomorrow then.
Then I guess we'll just have to wait some more.
Isn't that what the entire universe is doing anyway?
Zorba, don't start that again.
No, I just hope they use good dough.
Why do you say that?
Because who wants to wait for bad dough?
Oh, that's not going to happen. We're waiting for Godot.
In other words,